So up to this point, we've discussed a sunroom design with you, and we've also discussed an estimate with you in order to get that room built. Now, in order to move forward, the next step is getting an engineer involved in order to draw up some plans for us. However, that step involves putting some money down. Now, there are a couple of different ways that we can do this. Please allow me to explain the different options, as well as the different advantages that come from choosing either of the options. Option 1 is that we would collect a $5,000 engineering retainer from you, and then we'd hire the engineer. Please note that the engineering retainer is typically more than enough to cover the engineering fees. Now, once we collect that retainer, we would then hire the engineer. The engineer draws up the plans for us. We will, of course, pay him for his work. And then, based on those specific drawings, we can come up with a more solid number for the sunroom installation based on the requirements that he has, as well as the requirements of your township. Now, if you accept that potentially revised estimate, the balance of that engineering retainer, whatever we didn't spend, will be worked into the overall cost of the project as we move forward. However, if you end up not accepting the estimate, we will then return any unused funds in the retainer back to you and leave the project in abeyance. Option 2, we will write up a complete agreement to build your sunroom as we proposed based on certain assumptions and collect the initial deposit from you. Once we receive all of the completed paperwork and the initial deposit, we will then hire the engineer. At the same time, however, we can do lots of other things simultaneously. For example, we can order the sunroom from Four Seasons. That will essentially get the manufacturing process started. We can also get any other contractors that will need to play a part in this project prepared for their part. We can also prepare for the permit process. That way, when the engineer drawings are finalized, we can hit the ground running. Now, in this instance, if any adjustments need to be made to the estimate that we agreed to originally, we will simply write up an agreement adjustment form, which would simply act to modify the existing agreement that we already have in place, ultimately keeping the project moving. Now, why might you pick one option over the other? Well, option 1, putting money down for an engineering retainer, is probably best if there is a chance that this project might not happen right away. Perhaps you're unsure about your budget, or you might simply want to be sure to reduce the risk of any surprises before putting too much money down. With this option, you put the least amount of money down, and if you decide to cancel or delay the project, we will simply refund you the difference. Option 2, writing up an agreement and putting your deposit down, is the best option if you really just want to keep the project moving as quickly as possible, especially if there's no major concern of the project being canceled. So that's it. Once you've decided how you would like to move forward, we will make it happen for you. And as always, if you ever have any questions about any of these things that we are doing for you, please feel free to ask.